Hello friends, today let's learn repository pattern and unit of work. I'll be using code first entity framework approach. So let's start. Here's my Visual Studio. Let's add our model. Let's name it, let's take a class and name it as product. I will just paste the product properties. Okay. Now let's add the DB context. For that, let's add a folder. Name it as data access layer, and let's add the context file. Let's name it as repo context. We need to import, derive it from db context, import it, system.data.entity. This library, you may need to install entity framework. I have already got it installed. So let's add constructor here and add the name of the context in the connection string. So let's say it has repo context only. Let's do a little bit of formatting here. Add a property of the models to be used here. For now we have only one. So db set of product. Let's import it here. We can name it as product. Now let's add the generalized repository. So let's add the interface. We'll name it as iRepository. Get public. This repository has to work on generalized entities. So let's add that and say as class the repository will contain all the generalized methods which can be used by other specialized repositories. So let's add some of the CRUD operations here. So enumerable entity to get all, entity to get by ID, and to add to remove. Okay, let's add the implementation. Name it as repository. Okay, we need to implement iRepository. Okay, so let's implement it. Let's add the context. I'm making it as protected so that we can use it as in the specialized repositories as well. So let's name it as db context. This should be repo context. Okay, So let's add it as repo context and db context here. Let's initialize to db context. Okay, now go for implementation. We'll do db context dot set of the entity. Let's copy it and add entity. Okay, let's go for getting by id, return, paste it, find by id. Now return, paste it to list to return all, and for remove better we do it by id. So let's add by id because no need to pass the whole entity to delete. So let's make it as implementation, find the entity by id, find by id, and delete that. Okay, now this is there. Now let's add the specialized repository. Let's add the interface, name it as product, iProduct repository. Let's make it public. Let it derive from iRepository of product. We'll import it, and so this is the specialized repository for product. So let's add one specialized operation here. Other than the general CRUD operations we add in the generalized repository, let's add one specialized operation here. So let's say public environment of product. Let's say get of products. Okay, right? I don't think it needs public here. Okay, now let's add the implementation of it. Let's say it as a product repository, and it is implementing repository of product, import it, and it also implements iProduct repository. Let's implement it here. Now let's add a constructor, and we say repo context, db context is db context, for it a little bit, and we'll create a property of repo context. Repo context. So let's say get and return db context as repo context, so that it has generalized and specific operations, and we return db context product dot take, let's take 2. So this is the specialized one. Now let's add the unit of work. So let's add an interface, name it as iUnit of work. Sure, make it public. Implement iDisposable and list down the repository it needs to implement. So just say products, property here, one method for completion of operations. So this method is used whenever we have combinations of functions being called and we want to execute all the operation at once. So now let's go add the implementation of it. Let's say unit of work. This has to implement iUnit of work. Implement it. Now let's do it in this way. Private iProduct repository. Let's name it as products. And public iProduct repository. Name it as products. Say get and set. Okay, we can remove this. Let's get the DB context. Okay, let's make it this way. DB context. Let's initialize it. DB context. Let's initialize the product. Pass the DB context. Okay. Now let's implement the remaining methods. DB context dot save changes. We need to return the status. We need to implement dispose. Okay. Fine. So our unit of work and repository pattern setup is ready. Now let's add our controller. So let's add controller. Add a controller. And name it as product controller. Add it. And let's create unit of work instance. Import it. Unit of work. It needs context. Now let's add the methods. So to add the method, let's create the path. So let's create dot prefix. Name it as product because we are going to add methods related to product here. Now let's create the route for get product. Products. So of type HTTP get. We create public. We will return enumerable of product. We need to import it. And we'll say get products. Okay. So we need to return unit of work dot products, forget all. Okay, let's add another one. Say route say get product by ID. Okay, type certificate public, return product, say get product by ID, and return product dot get by ID. Add another one. This is for add product, is of type HTTP post. If you return void, let's say add product, and name it as this way. Okay, now it will need unit of word products dot add product. We need to do a completion here to execute the changes on database. Let's name it as delete product. It is of type delete void. We'll just name it as delete product, and will pass integer and delete by ID. So products dot remove by ID, and will also do complete here. So we added the methods, save changes. I have already added the configuration details here. Connection string, name, data source, database name. Okay, so let's go and execute it. It's taking a little bit of time. So we have configured, I've got the Swagger configured. So let's test the APIs of Swagger. It will be easy. So go to product and let's add some product. So let's say name is iPhone, product type is electronics, anything we can name it. Let's say mobile phone. Let's submit it. I guess this is a success. So let's try to get products. Oh, we got it. Okay, maybe the database had one more earlier, so let's make it as MIK4. Then we say try, and we say try here, and we have 3. So we have it working. Now just try to get by ID. Let's pass 2, run it. We have 2. Now let's try to run the delete. Let's try to pass 2. Try it out. And it says 204. So let's run it. We don't have it. Let's call all. We have 2 products. So that was got deleted. So our APIs are working fine. So you saw how smooth it becomes when we add unit of work. So let's try to do add an API to get the specialized here also working. So let's add route get top products. Okay, so http get public enumerable of product get top products, and we have to do unit of work products dot get top products. Okay, we need to return, right? Okay, so let's run once again. Let's go to Striker. List on products. Here's the top products. Let's try this out. And we have 2 products because we have taken 2. Now let's add one more. Let's say we want to add note. We will say electronics again. We will say mobile phone. Say try it out. We have 204, and when we run get top products, we still get 2 top, and when we run get all products, we get 3. So our generalized and specialized all operations are working fine. Now we can add as many specialized repositories, make it to implement centralized repository, register those new repositories here and here, and we can get to use the generalized repository methods and the specialized one. This way we can implement unit of work. Thank you.